Welcome, investigators, to the Arkham Horror the card game, the Dunwich Legacy playthrough. So in this series of videos, I'll be playing through the Dunwich Legacy solo. I've already created my deck using some of the new cards that come from the new expansion, and I've even chosen one of the new investigators that come in the box. Here is Jenny Barnes. I chose her because she has all-around standard stats, and her special ability allows me to have plenty of resources. I'll also try to include Curse of the Rogueru and Carnival of Horrors in my playthrough. But of course, in order to do so, I need to spend experience points in between scenarios. So, hopefully I can. Now I've already set up the campaign tokens, and interestingly enough, it's almost the exact same as Night of the Zealot from the core game, except it has one less token. Whatever this brain symbol thing is, isn't included in the bag, so hopefully it'll be easier that way. So unlike Night of the Zealot, this starts with a prologue. Dr. Henry Armitage pours himself a glass of Pinot and sits down at his desk, gesturing for you to sit across from him. I apologize for the short notice, he begins. His face is pale, his forehead sweaty and wrinkled with worry. Armitage, the lead librarian of the Miskatonic University and a former mentor of yours, privately contacted you in the hopes of gaining your assistance. Eager to help, you made your way to his home in Southside. Upon entering, you were surprised to find his home in disarray. Books and notes littered his desk, and an empty bottle of wine has tipped over onto the ground by the fireplace. You'd always known Armitage to be neat and well organized. The elderly man takes a moment to collect his thoughts. I'm looking for two of my colleagues, Dr. Francis Morgan, Professor of Archaeology, and Warren Rice, Professor of Language. Warren was supposed to meet up with me over supper earlier today to discuss several important findings, but he has since gone missing. At first I thought nothing of it, but I have a nagging feeling something else is going on, a very familiar feeling. You've never seen Armitage quite this worried before. His hands trembled as he reached for the glass on his desk, and he sips from it nervously. I tried to find Francis, hoping he knew where Warren was, but he too is out of touch. Francis has been spending a lot of time in some gambling den, or so I'm told. I sent for you because I'm worried Warren might be in trouble. I would appreciate it greatly if you could find him for me. You may also wish to ask Francis for help, if you can reach him. The investigators must decide. Choose one. Professor Warren Rice was last seen working late at night in the Humanities Department of the Miskatonic University. Let's search for him there. Or Dr. Francis Morgan was last seen gambling at the Clover Club, an upscale speakeasy and gambling joint located downtown. Let's go talk to him. Alright, so I get to make a choice here. I don't know which one I would want to go for. I'm guessing the order I do this in is important, but I think I'm gonna go with the Clover Club, because I think Jenny Barnes just fits in, you know? I think she'd be able to talk her way through a gambling den and make a lot of money on the side. I think I'm better off going there. I think that's more apt for my abilities, because I don't think I'll be fighting too many people. Maybe I'll have to use my wits, but we'll see. So proceed with scenario 1B, the house always wins, if you wish to find Dr. Francis Morgan first. Dr. Armitage suggests you track down his associate, Dr. Francis Morgan. He's not sure whether Dr. Morgan is in trouble, but he's not particularly happy with his colleague's present choice of company. He's in the Clover Club, a notorious gambling joint somewhere downtown. Finding the club's exact location isn't easy. You have to grease a few palms and learn which of the downtown restaurants operates at the club's front. As the club's front. That restaurant is La Bella Luna, a somewhat upscale Italian eatery by the theater. You change into your Sunday best and make your way there. In front of La Bella Luna stands a man in a pinstripe suit who sizes you up as you approach. Enjoy yourselves, he says, with a snake-like grin as he holds open the restaurant's front door. Alright, I'm going to set this scenario up and we'll begin play. Alright, so I've set up my scenario here, and let's start by reading the agenda. Whoops, I had these flipped. The Clover Club. You have entered the Clover Club Casino in search of Dr. Morgan. The club is bustling at this late hour, filled with patrons looking to relax and drink, or make it big. You don't appear to be in much danger. Each criminal gains aloof. Forced, if an investigator deals damage to a criminal enemy, immediately advanced. Oh, I don't want that, because actually, this Clover Club pit boss starts at the Clover Club Lounge. He's got prey, he's a hunter, and after an investigator at the Clover Club pit boss's location, geez, that's a mouthful, gains any number of clues, he readies, engages that investigator, and makes an immediate attack. But if I beat him, I get a victory point, which equals XP. So right now he's aloof, which means he's ignoring me right now. But that means once this advances, he's not going to ignore me, and then I have to deal with him. Let's see, beginner's luck. You need to find Dr. Morgan. The club is packed. Perhaps somebody knows where he is. When you reveal a chaos token, you may treat that token as if it was any other token in the bag. If you do, remember that you have cheated. Group limit once per round. Objective. When the investigators have collected the requisite number of clues, they must immediately spend them and advance. Interesting. And here is this card for the house always wins. Standard. -2, you can spend 2 to treat this as 0 instead. -3, if I succeed, gain 3 resources. -2, if I fail, discard 3 resources. But this token isn't even in the mission currently. So that's interesting. But we start at La Bella Luna. It is a multi-purpose establishment. The music is cliche and they only serve spaghetti. As far as covers for underground speakeasies go, it's not particularly creative. We start here and we gain 1 resource. Or rather, 1 clue token here spawns. I can resign and just leave the mission right here. Well, we're done! We're out. But no. Let's see. 2 isn't too hard. I have 3 investigation. I could attempt to investigate that. But I could also prepare myself to what's to come. So I will spend 1 action to play my Kuriki. It is a weapon, and I'll get +1 for the attack, and if I succeed, I may spend an action to do more damage, which is pretty good for a standard card. So that's my first action. I could play another one, but I don't want to. I will investigate La Bella Luna. 3, 4, 5, and 6 versus 2. The reason why I use this opportunist card is so that if I succeed, I'll more than likely succeed, hopefully, by 3, which would just put it back in my hand. It's kind of a free use. But we're going to shuffle up our baggie here and draw -3, 4, 5, 6, -4 is 2. Technically I succeed, but I lose my opportunist. That's not a great way to start, but I guess that's good enough. That was my second action. This place is now cleared, so I guess I'll move into the Clover Club Lounge. Now the pit boss here is aloof, so he does not engage with me automatically. Comfortable leather couches, mahogany furniture, and an array of beautiful art greets gamblers, tempting them into the life of the would-be affluent. We will reveal And while it is Act 1, Clover Club Lounge gains. Discard an ally asset from your hand. Gain 2 clues from the token pool. Limit once per game. Interesting. And it doesn't spawn clues. So I guess that's the gimmick here, eh? Is that I'm not going to get clues so easily. Do I have an ally in my hand? No, I do not. And I don't think I do have many in the deck. The rogue class doesn't have a lot of allies. See, I'm thinking I should have gone Survivor with Pete. Or not Pete, what's his name? Yeah, it's Ashcan Pete, right? Whatever. But those are my 3 actions. It would be the enemy phase. He's aloof, he doesn't engage with me. And then we go back up to the upkeep. Or we go to the upkeep. Everything gets ready. I didn't use anything. And I'll gain a card. And 2 resources. Normally I gain 1, but my character's ability gives me an extra 1. So, awesome. We go to the top of the round, the Mythos phase, and the encounter. A mobster. Now, does he have aloof too? Yeah. Each criminal gains aloof. So, technically, he doesn't engage with me. Instead, he spawns in this location. And then that's it. Retaliate. So that means if I attempt to hit him and miss, he will hit me back. And after mobster attacks you, lose 1 resource. You better scream, pal, unless you're hungry for boot leather and lead. Alright, well, I don't have to deal with you, and I don't want to. So I could go to the card room or the bar. I'm not entirely sure. I will spend my first action to move to the card room. As you approach the card room, the clinking of poker chips and the shuffling of cards is punctuated by shouts of revelry and frustration. Your thoughts are nearly drowned out by the racket. You reveal this, and no clue tokens again. While this is Act 1, Clover Card Room gains. Spend 2 resources. Reveal random chaos token. If it is the odor sign symbol, gain 2 clues and 2 resources from the pool. Okay. If it is an even number, gain 2 clues from the pool. If it is an odd number or any of those crazy symbols, nothing happens. Huh. And this doesn't have a limit. This was once per game. I can do this as many times as I want. And if I get my tokens, I mean, maybe my odds are good. Does that mean if I get a -2, does that count? If it's an even number. Yeah. Yeah, sure. The aloof is happening because of the agenda, so if I advance the act, hopefully they stay aloof for a while. So sure, I'll spend 2 resources, and we will check out the bag. -1. Odd number, so nothing happens. Try it again for my 3rd action. And -2, which is even number, so that'll give me 2 tokens. Sure, I'll take that. There's no bad thing to happen. And you know what? I can cheat next time. Group limit once per round. Once per round? I can cheat once a round? Do remember you've cheated. Interesting. Alright, well, that ends my turn. Aloof dude doesn't do anything. Now, hold on. He's still a hunter. Does hunter still apply if he's aloof? Aloof does not automatically engage, blah blah blah. He spawns unengaged. I can engage him. So actually, hunter. During the enemy phase, each ready unengaged enemy with the hunter keyword moves along connected location along the shortest path to the nearest investigator. If there are multiple, blah blah blah. Compelled enemy does not move. Okay, actually, yeah, so at the end of the first turn, I was in here, so he just didn't engage with me. But now, during the enemy phase, he will move over to here. So he's kind of like watching me. He doesn't engage with me, not yet at least. But that might put a hamper on what I'm trying to do. So that happens for the enemy phase, and then the upkeep phase. Everything readies up. I will gain a card and 2 resources. Thank you. But then the Mythos at the top of the round, and then the encounter. Something in the drinks. Surge, which means you draw another card. Revelation, each player who has had a drink loses 1 action. See? See? An unpleasant warmth fills your body and you sluggishly look at your empty glass. See? I knew it was too good to be true. There's something bad in the drinks, but then Surge makes me draw another card. Revelation, reveal a random token from the Chaos bag. If I reveal a elder sign or a positive number, nothing happens. If I reveal any other number, take 1 damage. If I reveal those crazy symbols, take 2 horror. We'll take our bag here. 1 fell out, so I guess that's what I have to deal with. -1, which means I will take 1 damage. That's okay. I have 8 health, so it's not the worst thing. At least I don't have to deal with people. So if I stay here and attempt to gamble, he's gonna attack me potentially. Granted, if I attack him, what happens? This immediately advances. So that means I will waste my opportunity here. I want this to keep ticking down. Unfortunately, I don't have an ally in my hand, nor do I think I have one in the deck, really. But, no, I do have one. It's the dude that gives me an extra action, but I need him. So I guess I'm just gonna leave you alone. Get away from me. He's not engaged with me, so I don't have to worry about it. I'll go over to the bar. The shelves behind the bar sag beneath the weight of all manner of bootleg drinks. Cheap ales, moonshine, expensive bottles of wine, aged whiskey. If only had a couple hours to kill. Wild is Act 1. Clover Club Bar gains. Spend 2 resources. Gain 2 clues from the token pool and draw 2 cards. Remember that you've had a drink once per game. I'm tempted to take that risk. 2 resources for 2 clues and 2 cards. But I sacrifice an action if that card gets drawn. But I don't have allies, and this dude is here, and I need to get through this as fast as possible. But, whatever, just do it. Taking it to 2 resources, give me 2 clues, thank you. And I draw 2 cards, flashlight, and evidence. Play after you defeat an enemy, discover a clue. Okay. But now we spend those clues, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I still have 1 left over. Beginner's luck. After speaking to a number of gamblers and servants, it seems as though Dr. Morgan has had quite the run lately. Instead of cashing out his winnings, he was convinced to double down. He was last seen entering the guarded hall near the back of the card room. Put the set-aside darkened hall into play if it is agenda 1. If it is agenda 1, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a criminal enemy is discarded and spawn that enemy in the darkened hall. It is agenda 1. So first we'll put aside the card. So this darkened hall gets put into play. It's connected to the Clover card room. Alright, so let's move these guys over a bit. He's there. And then the hall is there. And then I have to discard until I get a criminal. Oh, Albanian's thug. While he is engaged with you, you cannot gain resources. Are we going to have a problem here? No? Hopefully not. But that's how that goes. And then yeah, that's that resolved. So what do we got here? Skin game. Dr. Morgan is somewhere in the private section of the club, where only the VIPs and club managers are allowed. If you are to find him, you're going to have to sneak or even fight your way in. Objective: only investigators in the VIP area may spin the requisite number of clues as a group to advance. Okay, so I guess I gotta get past there. That's the end of my turn, I believe? No, I still have an action. Yeah, I still have an action. So, let's see, I could run back up here. And I think I might. I think I will, because he's still aloof. I don't have to worry about him. But at least this way, I don't have to waste time getting up and over there. And technically, he's still aloof, so maybe he's not gonna give me any trouble. At least not for next turn. So hopefully. And hopefully I don't get ruined by that can't drink a card thing. Or because I drank, whatever. That is my turn. Enemies will do their thing. He goes over here because he's still a hunter. So let's just move these guys down here. Albanian Thug and the Pit Boss. And then upkeep. Draw my card. Gain 2 resources. Thank you. And it's back to the top of the round. With the Mythos, that happens that. Please be a criminal. Rats. Literally. A horde of cruel rats skitters forth an undulating wave of claws, teeth, and molten fur. This does engage with me because they are not criminals. Oh. Wait, no, I'm not there. I'm here, which means the Pit Boss is still here. Whew. My turn. Rats are also with me at there, that's fine. But I can kill them, and I think I just might as well do that. So I will do a fight action. And honestly, I don't need to spend a card. I have my Kiriki. +1 for this attack. If I succeed, I may spend an additional action to do more damage. I don't think I'll need that, because I have 3, 4 versus 1. Shuffle up our token. Wow, -3, 4, -3, 1, 1. I still win, and I take out the rats. But man, I'm cutting it way too close. So move from my second to the darkened hall. A heavy oak door stands in a secluded corner of the club. As you approach it, the air grows heavy and the clamor of the card room fades behind you. Reveal this. Still no clues. Forced, when the darkened hall is revealed, put into play the 3 set-aside back hall doorway locations. A door slams shut behind you and you stand in sudden silence. This area of the club is lonesome and devoid of warmth and color. Somehow the spotless floor and walls seems more sinister than inviting. Okay. I'll put the set-aside back hall doorways, which are these 3 locations, so I guess I'm free to explore any one of them. Potentially. This is the same picture as I think the parlor in Night of the Zealot. Looks like it. You approach the unmarked door toward the back of the Clover Club. Now, see, here's the thing. Well, I think it's a good idea to move forward, because he's gonna start hunting me once this resolves, and I just need to get farther away from him and find out what I need to do. Actually, I only need one more clue. Hopefully, wherever I go is the right place to go. I will, top to bottom. Sweet, VIP area. And that spawns a clue there, finally. Check that out. While you are in the VIP area, you cannot draw cards or gain resources during the upkeep phase. That's actually terrible. The carpery smell of blood assaults your senses. The floor is littered with broken glass, and the upholstery has been torn to shreds. Where is Dr. Morgan? I don't know, but hopefully if I get that clue, I can find out. And I mean, I might be able to do it. It's just a matter of, can I do it fast enough before I get destroyed by all these gangsters that are clearly after me? So the enemy phase, he moves over. He's trying to get closer to me. And then upkeep, I don't get anything. No cards or resources. Ouch. But then top of the round, the Mythos will happen. It'll gain its 4th token. And we'll see what happens at the Clover Club. Your questioning has drawn the attention of several men. Hired thugs by the look of them. Francis doesn't want to be bothered, one of them says. We suggest to leave the premises before we force you to leave. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. If the players have completed extracurricular activity, advance directly to Agenda 2B. If the house always wins is the first scenario in this campaign, advance to 2A. 2B. 2. Well, I only have to do 2A, so here I am. Underground Muscle. Most of the other patrons seem oblivious to the mobsters and goons closing in around you, but you recognize this for what it really is. You're about to get roughed up. Huh. And then I draw an encounter. Oh wait, but first this has to get shuffled up. I mean, rats really are the least of my worries here. Hopefully I don't get anything too bad. Shuffle that up, and arousing suspicions. Place 1 doom on each criminal enemy at your location. If no doom was placed by this effect, lose 2 resources. I needed those. That is bad. Okay, so for my turn, I have to gain a resource because I've lost them. For my second action, I will play the flashlight from my hand. That is using up all of my hands. And then for my third action, I will investigate using my flashlight. Flashlight will get 3 resource tokens on it for ammo. So use 1 up. And then your investigation gets -2 shroud for this location. So 3 becomes 1 versus 3. I'm going to use this card for 2. So it's 5 versus 1. I think I'm good. Take a little baggie. Grab a token. -2. You spend 2 resources to treat this token as as 0 instead. I don't need that. -2 is fine. Which means I had what? 3, 4, 5 -2 is 3. I take the token. Sweet. And only investigators in the VIP area may spend the requisite number of clues to advance. And I will, because that's free. It's free. Wow. If the players have not completed extracurricular activity, and if the players have completed it, so I haven't, so you find Dr. Morgan gambling in one of the VIP rooms, but he appears to be playing cards with 2 unconscious bodies. His pupils dilated as though in a trance. He can't seem to stop laughing, smiling, and chatting with the other players. Put the set-aside Dr. Morgan into play in the VIP area. Advance to Act 3A, all in. 3A, all in. There's. So we don't use that one. So where are you, Dr. Morgan? Dr. Francis Morgan. He's an ally, Miskatonic. I get +1 might after you defeat an enemy, exhaust him, draw a card. Alright, not too shabby, not too great. He's got 4 health and 1 horror though. I mean, free card's a free card. Unfortunately, he's there and I have to get him somehow. How do I get him? All in. With or without Dr. Morgan, you have to get out of here fast. Or while Dr. Morgan is not controlled by a player, he gains Parlay. Test Mind 3 to shake Dr. Morgan out of his daze. If you succeed, place 1 clue from the token bank on him. If there are 1 clue per investigator on him, take control of him. Objective: if undefeated investigator has resigned, advanced. Have to run all the way back to the entrance? That makes sense. Sure, let's get out of here, man. But that is my turn, unfortunately. And I'm still in the stupid VIP room, right? Yeah, take 1, play 1, investigate 1. I can't draw a card or resource. And you know what? Darn, bad things are about to happen. Because now it's the enemy phase. He is no longer aloof, which means he goes to my location, engages with me, and attacks me for 2 damage. Should have seen that. Okay. And then the upkeep phase, but I've got nothing. Which means I now have to deal with this freaking punk. Can I? I think I can just beat him up. I think I can. Sure, I'll try that. But, top of the round, Mythos phase, encounter, Curse Luck. Put Curse Luck into play into your threat area. You get -1 skill value during skill tests. After you succeed a skill test by 1 or more, discard Curse Luck. Whew. Okay. I mean, manageable. It's not the worst thing in the world. So then it's my turn. Problem here is... Well, see, here's the problem. I can fight that guy, but that's wasting a lot of my time. And I kind of don't want to. I could attempt to run, but with the -1, that's 2 versus 3, and I only can just... Oh, wait. 2 versus 3, I can do +3, which will be 4. Although the problem is here now, I need to succeed a Brain 3 test, or Willpower 3, whatever it is, and I mean, that'll be 3 versus 3. The odds are not in my favor, but I need to do this as soon as possible. 3, I'll attempt the evade. Discard these 2. For 6 -1 is 5 versus 3 to evade this dude. Let's try it. 5 minus 2 is 2. No, 3. Jesus. I'm thinking 2 because this is a -2, and I was looking at this luck, which is -1. So that means I tie. I do evade him, which means he is at that location. Evaded. Proper evaded. But this stays with me, and that's not ideal. But I did pass with manual dexterity, so I get to draw a card. And no! After searching for Izzy, it's my weakness. Attach searching for Izzy to the location farthest from you. Investigate. If it costs 2 actions. If I succeed, instead of discovering clues, discard this card. Forced. When the game ends, if searching for Izzy is in play, I suffer a mental trauma. That's... Well, no, it's not. That's not too bad, actually. Because, I'm going there, hopefully, by the end of the game. So, okay. That will be the farthest location from me. But the problem here now is there's no way. Unless I get the +1 from the bag, even if I got my Elder Sign, it's +1 for each resource I have. And I just don't have the card. I kind of feel like I have to leave this location. But the problem is, I've got a thug waiting outside the door. So maybe I should just start killing this guy. That's what I have to start doing. I will attack him with my Kiriki. I get +1, +2, +3, 6, -1 for 5 versus 3. -1, 5, 4, that's 1 successful damage. And I could spend an additional action to do +1 damage. And I mean, if I'm plinking away at this dude, I might as well do that. Because really, that's all I got. And I mean, that's okay. Oh, and I succeeded by more than 1, right? 5, no, I didn't. Did I? By 1 or more. That was 5 -1, 4 versus 3. Yep, that's gone at least. So cool. In subsequent turns, I could attempt this with slightly better odds. But I'm still in the VIP area, so I can't draw cards. Well, hopefully, well, hold on. Overpower, after I succeeded, I get to draw 1 card. Survival instinct. If this test is successful during an evasion attempt, the invading investigator may immediately disengage from each other enemy and may move to a connecting location. That's whatever, sure, okay. Enemy phase, he will ready up during the upkeep phase. He doesn't ready up during the enemy phase. During the upkeep, everything readies up. He engages with me. He doesn't attack me. I would draw cards, but I can't. I'm in the VIP area. Why can't draw or gain resources? Awesome. Top of the round, Mythos phase and encounter. Hunted down. If there are no unengaged criminals in play. There are engaged criminals in play. If there are more if there are no unengaged criminals in play, this gains surge. If there are 1 or more unengaged criminals in play, each of them moves 1 location towards me. Each criminal engaged with you makes an immediate attack. Ouch. So what happens is this dude comes inside the room, engages with me, let's move this down, and he hits me for 2 damage. That's 5 of 8. Ouch. And then this mobster will technically try to get closer. Oh no, now I'm in a really bad thing. When he's engaged with you, I can't gain resources. Wasn't gaining them anyways, so thanks. And then it's my turn. Dip. Well, I had to take out that pit boss. Overpower him with the Kuriki. That's 6 versus 3. Kind of wish I still had the option to cheat, but I don't. -1, 6, 5, 3, and I can spend a second action to defeat this dude. Sure. And he's worth a victory point to me. So I'll keep him up here. And then this stupid thug's also here. I guess I evade him. I think that's the best option. I'm going to try to evade him with survival instinct. And while that might be a little bit much, because survival instinct's like really good. It can evade multiple people, but I'm only evading 1 dude. But at least this way I'm out of the VIP area so I can, regather my thoughts, gain resources and cards. I only have 1. And I'll be in a better spot to try to come back in here. I mean, hopefully I have plenty of time. So that's the only issue I got. And then we can get Morgan and get out of here. So yeah, I'll attempt to evade. That's 3 plus 1 is 4 versus 2. -1. So that's 4 -1, 3 versus 2. I succeed. He is evaded. Oh wait, he's just gonna get back up. Oh well. Oh no. Survival instinct. The evasion may immediately disengage with him or her and may move to a connecting location. I was like, my plan! I got it. Good. And then I end my turn. The enemies would activate and do their thing. Nothing's going on. And then the upkeep, everything readies backs up. I ready back up. I gain a card. And I would have gained an extra card because I keep on forgetting the overpower gave me an extra card. So cool, I got my Derringer, my twin 45s. I might use this actually. But then I gain 2 resources. Awesome. I can start shooting my way out of here. Top of the round. Mythos activates. What do we got? You hear a crash from somewhere outside and screams of pain in the lounge. A terrible monstrosity smashes through the entrance to the club, crushing the stairwell, knocking over gangsters and patrons alike. Spawn a random enemy from the set-aside Hideous Abominations encounter set in Clover Club Lounge. Shuffle the rest of the encounter set, the set-aside Striking Fear encounter set, and the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Move all investigators and unengaged enemies from La Bella Luna to the Clover Club Lounge. Remove La Bella Luna from the game. What? Alright. This is the Abomination thing. There's 3 cards here. 1 gets put into the lounge. Servants of the Lurker. And then the rest of them, plus the other set-aside deck, plus the discard, get shuffled into the main encounter. But see, here's the question. Move all investigators and unengaged enemies from La Bella Luna to the lounge. My weakness is not that. Does this get removed? Attached to the location. Let me see what happens. Rule reference. Is there anything about attach? Attach? Attach to. If the card uses the phrase attached to, it must be attached to and placed beneath, slightly or overlapped by the specified game element as it enters play. Once attached, such a card is referred to as an attachment. If the attached to phrase is checked for legality each time a card would be attached to a game element, but is not checked again after that attachment occurs. If the initial attached to check does not pass, the card is not able to be attached and remains the prior state of game area. If a card cannot remain, blah blah. Once in play, the attachment remains until either the attachment or the game element which it is attached leaves play, in which case the attachment is discarded. Woo! So this is gone, and so this is gone. Discard, baby. And then everything else gets shuffled up. Awesome. That could not have worked out better. That's our new encounter deck. I draw 1 card. Hunted down if there are no engage, which means he will engage with me. And Thug too. They both attack me. I lose. No. Mob to death. If there are 1 or more unengaged, each of them moves 1 location towards you. They make an immediate attack. That blows. 3 damage. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, which is my threshold. Aww. That sucks. But those are the breaks of Arkham Horror, the card game. I got beaten to death at the casino when everything was going down. That's disappointing. I thought I was doing so well. So let's see what happens. So that means I reach resolution like what, 0? Because I lost, right? So here we go. I'm just gonna read it so you guys can't see this. If no resolution was reached, after each investigator resigned, before Act 3 or was defeated, you barely made it out of the club alive. Go to Resolution 1. Thanks. Resolution 1. You flee to the end of the block and pause to recover. Before you can catch your breath, the ground shakes with a thundering crash. People emerge from their homes and storefronts to see what the ruckus is, and a crowd forms on the street. You head to the front of the crowd and are horrified to see the building from which you fled just minutes earlier reduced to rubble. There is no sign of Dr. Morgan anywhere. In your campaign log, record that the O'Banion gang has a bone to pick with the investigators. In your campaign log, record that Dr. Francis Morgan was kidnapped. If any player cheated, add one Eldritch token to the Chaos bag for the remainder of the campaign. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory value of each card in display. Each investigator earns 1 experience as he or she reflects on the night's events. How many is that for me? That's 1 for the pit boss. That's not, nope. Nope. 1 for this. 2 experience. That's it. So I got 3 experience. So I can go to Carnival of Horrors. I'm okay with that. This is the first scenario. If this is the first scenario of the campaign, proceed to scenario 1A, extracurricular activity. Otherwise, proceed to interlude Armitage's fate. Now, hold on. Can I go to the Carnival? This says proceed to 1A. But can I? I know it doesn't thematically make sense, but can I? I mean, technically the side missions occur in between scenarios. I don't think the other campaign said that. A side story is a scenario that may be played between any 2 scenarios of Arkham Horror the card game. Playing side story costs each investigator in the campaign a certain amount of experience, blah blah blah. When played as a side story during campaign, play the scenario as if you are setting up the next scenario in the campaign with the same chaos bag, weakness, trauma, story access previously earned. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but I think that it's fair, or that it's allowed, or maybe not. I don't know. I'll look it up, and I'll determine whether or not I can go to the Carnival. It doesn't make sense, because the idea here is that I'm supposed to save whatever dude. And if I take a week business trip to go over to Venice, that doesn't make sense. But I think it's possible. Or even if I went to the Bayou, that doesn't make sense. I would check just to make sure, because this is referred to as scenario 1B, and then extracurricular activity is scenario 1A, but by all means, they're full-fledged scenarios. And even looking at this campaign log here, you would kind of put an arrow, a caret in between here, and that's where your middle scenario would be. So I'll look it up. But that is the first mission, technically the second, of Arkham Horror, the card game, the Dunwich Legacy. Unfortunately, I didn't make it out alive. Well, I did, but I now suffer a physical trauma, meaning I'll have 1 less health at the beginning of each subsequent scenario, which could be devastating, really. Because look at this. I have to go through 1 and 2. That's not a real 1. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more scenarios. And if I keep getting damaged like that, I'm not going to survive, and this character will get killed. Fortunately, though, that means that I can just make a new character, but in between the scenario, they won't get any of the benefits from the previous played scenarios. So I gotta make sure she stays alive. But anyway, that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Keep tuned as I will continue through the Dunwich Legacy expansion and the Mythos packs as they are released. And of course, anytime a side scenario gets introduced, I will hopefully be able to include it in this campaign as well. Again, thanks for watching. Let's keep on rolling.